just have an observation that considering the fact that Mr. President has a vision to ensure that the CNG program, gets to the grassroots, I want to find out, in your collaboration with stakeholders, for the conversion of vehicles to dual fuel or to LPG CNG, how much impact do you think you have been able to make in terms of percentage on Nigerians? And of course, how much collaboration and cooperation, how much are you leveraging on the collaboration and cooperation of honorable members? In 2024, how much you have been able to cooperate and leverage with honorable members, knowing fully well that we work with the grassroots? Because I personally have a program on CNG in my constituency, and I want to know how you are going to, ensure that we collaborate together so that we can ensure that this thing gets to the grassroots.
I see item 30 here. You have it on paper. The study on comparative advantage of CNG, LPG, NLG, CLNG for sustainable transition. Also item 35, coordination of research and development programs in the oil and gas industry. Item 37, development of research programs on emerging technologies and environmental impact in oil and gas sector. I see you have three items that have to do about research in a number of products. But I'd like to know, do you have, or are you already conducting any research on the safety of the CNG process in Nigeria? Because in recent times, we've seen a lot of explosions, especially in Kogi. I know about that because a number of vehicles that have been converted to the CNG, they have, in the course of transportation, they exploded, and some even consumed lives. You see, the danger in adapting technologies that are in use in other climes without proper research on its adaptability in Nigeria has caused a lot of problems and could be a problem. And here's why I'm saying this. Our terrain, our climate is different. A vehicle that probably isn't built for, that is built, how do you call the PMS? A vehicle that is built to run on petroleum, on PMS, suddenly is converted to CNG, whereby the entire boot becomes a storage section for the large tank. And then that vehicle plies on a road that is not smooth, that is quite bumpy. What happens to that tank, to that large tank of gas? It becomes more endangered or susceptible to explosion. And then imagine adding our hot climate. In some states, the weather gets as hot as 40 degrees. So I think that's actually a recipe for disaster. Meanwhile, we admire on the news or on the search engines such CNG products or programs going on successfully in the Western world because, one, they do not have, these countries do not attain a climate as high as ours, and the roads are also smoother. So therefore, that compressed CNG tank does not pose a danger. Are you getting what I'm saying? I need to know, are you actually right now conducting the adaptability of the CNG project to Nigeria? Or we just see what happens in China, see what happens in America and think, bam, it can also work in Nigeria. We must be careful in localizing ideas that we see going on in other countries because that could not work well, or even if it could work well, our infrastructure does not presently support it. Or maybe we could also take into consideration the fact that our roads need to be fixed so that we would avoid the bumpiness, on the roads. And then we'll also look into consideration the climate, which pretty much we have no right to control that. So please, I would like to know, do we actually have programs? Are you conducting research? Because the explosions are actually quite many, and that has endangered life and properties.
The CNG, I really appreciate your concern. I would like to combine your question with that of distinguished Senator Natasha. There is a presidential committee on CNG initiative that is working on the CNG projects and programs. And from time to time, I've been calling them to render their report so that I know exactly what is going on there, because I'm not a member of that committee. Yes. So, but identifying with them, I know that they are really progressing. The concerns over explosions, I have involved the NMDPRA, the regulator, the standard organization, to liaise with the presidential initiative and ensure that for the installation of the equipment in the vehicle, in the conversion, it should be certified centers. So far, our investigation has shown that those ones that you have explosion has been done by illegal outfit, which we are working on making sure that they don't operate. So we are really on it. Of course, we know we are beginning something that is new to our country, Nigeria, to cut down the cost. But we should expect some of these accidents at the very minimal level. As we perfect other countries that make use of this, like you look at India and other countries, they had their own share of accidents across the line. But they try to adjust as they move on. So I can assure you, CNG has come to stay. And we will do everything possible to make sure that we curb all those incidences as we progress. NMDPRA, Standard Organization, and Presidential CNG Initiative, they are working hand in hand. And we are trying to formulate a regulation to make sure it covers all those areas.